Hey, I was listening there on TV just a little bit ago. I guess it's probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. My legs are on fire, my back's burning, and I'm hurting from about right here all the way down to my feet. But that's why I'm not asleep. Been in here fooling around in my gun room a little bit. There's a little bit of my ammo and stuff, but I got a couple guns. And anyways, the guy, here's my son's gun, by the way. He's a pretty good shot, I tell you. But anyways, back to the subject at hand, which is what I was hearing on TV, which was them saying that these football players are protesting white privilege. Now, this has went from racism to social injustice. Oh Lord, what has it all been? The national anthem being racist. Oh yeah, they're coming up with everything. So I was sitting and thinking about my white privilege. Now, growing up, we didn't have nothing much. I worked in fields for, Hub Vickers. I'll talk a lot about him on here and out and around people. People that knows me will hear me mention him every now and then. The man was a great mentor to me. He taught me a lot. One thing he also taught me was respect. And not just for his country, but for people older than me, for our elders. I mean, Hub Vickers was a great teacher for me. And, if it wasn't for that man, there'd been many a times we would have went hungry. Because he worked me. He would let me work for him. From the time I was about 9 years old, I worked in fields for him. And this white privilege that I was supposed to have, I'd like to know where it was. I really do. We had 3 TV stations and was lucky to have 1 TV. Didn't have a bathroom in the house for the first, I guess, 3 or 4 years that I can remember when we moved back home from Detroit. Didn't have running water because we hauled water from springs down below Bernadines. Them big old milk cans. Had 6 people that lived in a 3-bedroom house. I wonder where white privilege is at. All my working life, I never had nothing. And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for the military, I don't know where I'd be at today. I don't. The military takes good care of me. I've got a lot to say about the VA system, but as far as the military, the Army takes real good care of me. They pay me well. They pay for all my medical bills. If that's white privilege, I'll give that back. I'd rather be healthy again. I don't get it. Many of the people in them old hollers, in them mountains where I grew up, dirt poor people. Might have been white, but there wasn't no privilege in it. I mean, it amazes me at how people lived back then. And you know what? That was before welfare, food stamps, any of this safety net stuff. I mean, we always had food. I didn't know we was poor. Really didn't. Had a roof over our head, clothes on our back, shoes on our feet, and food. Didn't have nothing else. And you got men making ungodly amounts of money to play a game that kids play. A crying and whining about injustice and white privilege. And 90% of them men are black. Now, I'm raising my granddaughter. And she's half black, she's half white. And I'm teaching her that you don't go by the color of anybody's skin. It's what's inside them. Same thing I was taught. You judge a person by their character. You judge a person by their integrity, their honesty. Something Hub always taught me. You tell a man you're going to do something, you do it. You tell a person that you're going to be there, you're going to be there. You don't show up late. You don't show up to halfway do something. Hub told me one time, he said, "Sid," he said, "when you get older," he said, "I don't care what you do, for however much money you make, you put everything you got into that job." He said, you work that job as hard as you would if you was making $1 million an hour. He said, you give everything your all. And I lived by that. I really did. I gave everything I had to what I did. And still do, which ain't much anymore because of the shape I'm in. My granddaughter, I'm teaching her as much as I can that your honor, your integrity, your character is the best thing you can have. Is the only thing that'll get you through this world. And being honest. Because every decision you make has a consequence, whether it's good or bad. And it affects everybody around you. Now these boys need to learn that. Because they've ruined themselves and they're affecting this whole country. I don't think this bar is over by far. And I think the NFL's bit off more than they can chew. If they're going to stand by what they did to Tim Tebow, they need to do every one of these football players down there the same way. Every one of them that kneels down, say they're praying for their hind ends. That's what I think about it.